Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today I'm going to be starting a new series. So, previously on Wednesdays, I was watching Doctor Who, since, February of 2018. But finally, I have caught up with that, and to replace Doctor Who on Wednesdays, we have this show, Life on Mars. Yes, this is another British show, if I could speak properly. Seems appropriate to be going to another British series to take up the mantle that Doctor Who left behind. But yes, this is going to be my new Wednesday series, which will go up, in case anyone is new here, these videos will go up every Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time. So, yeah, and we're also going to be doing these once a week. I feel like I should say that too, in case anyone is like, oh, you need to do more than one a week. That's not how we roll here. We do one episode per week. But I'm going to do my best to not miss a week. Or if I do, it'll be for, I don't know, like Christmas. I don't know. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. What we have right here today is the first episode, which doesn't have a title, actually. None of these have titles, which is kind of weird. Do I know what this show is about? Not really. I've kind of, I haven't really, I'm not reading the plot synopsis, that's, here, on Amazon. But from what I can gather, it's some sort of police procedural show I think it's in the 70s, and the main character is played by John Sim, who I have seen in Doctor Who as another character. Perhaps I won't say, in case for some reason you haven't seen that, although I imagine anyone watching this has probably seen Doctor Who. Oh, that's just my guess. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't. It's entirely possible. But yeah, I don't really know what this show is going to be about. I just know that a lot of people wanted me to watch it, as well as the sequel, by the way. I should say, because I think, if I'm correct, there's only 2 seasons? Yeah, there's only 2 seasons of Life on Mars, and each season is only 8 episodes long, so we're going to power through this actually pretty quickly. But I do know there's also a sequel series called Ashes to Ashes. We will be going on into that once we finish with Life on Mars, so yeah. I really just know that a bunch of people wanted me to watch this, and it was voted for in the poll, so here we are. Yeah. That's kind of all the introduction I can give. Every time I start a new show, I can never do a proper introduction because I don't really know what else to say. However, there is one thing I can say. The full-length reaction of this episode is going to be available for free. So, over at my Patreon page, I offer full, unedited reactions to everything I ever react to. What I like to do is, at the beginning of every season, the first episode is made available to everyone, patrons and non-patrons alike. So, if you want to watch my full, unedited reaction to this episode of Life on Mars, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link, that will take you over to my Patreon page, but once again, remember, it's not gonna cost you a thing. But yeah, it'll take you over there, you can... So basically, the thing about my full-length reactions is there's no show footage because, I can't give you a full episode of a TV show because that's not really legal. So it's basically just my footage, and that's that. Full unedited, though. So what you have to do is sync up your copy of this episode of Life on Mars to my footage. And I've made it as easy as humanly possible to sync the two up, but then you sync them up, you play them at both the right time, and it all progresses perfectly, and you can watch it, hopefully have a good time. When you're done with that, I do encourage you to come back over to this YouTube video and watch the discussion, because we always do that in these episodes as well. I take notes, and we discuss the episode after I watch it. However, if you don't want to do the full length, you don't have to, obviously. If you just wait a few seconds, then the normal reaction will start up right here in this video. But yeah, you can go do that if you want to, and then maybe, if you like it, you might sign up for full length, because it's only $5 a month to get full length and early access, 1 week early access to all videos I put out. So yeah, you can go do that, or not. Kind of up to you, so yeah. With that all said, let's go ahead and get right into episode 1 of Life on Mars. Here we go. I can't wait to see John Sim as a normal human. Alright, we're going in. Oh, I was about to say, why doesn't he have gun drawn, but it's Britain, I forgot. Although I don't know if he's like a detective or something. Oh, this guy sucks. Whoop!
This is gonna look very bad on your arrest report, Colin.
Oh, he's got a stick! Stick v lid!
You're upsetting me. Tina Mitchell attacked last Saturday. You said, fight me and you will end up like Lauren.
Nuh.
From the diary, quote, I killed her. She's been killed. I'm a killer, an ace killer. That particular entry is not awash with ambiguity.
Yeah,
Dated November the 4th.
this is pretty, like, cut and dry here.
After the murder.
He was at our drop-in centre. Some kids had thrown fireworks at him. He was distressed. We brought him to the centre.
I think we're done.
Wow, just like that. Alibi. Done.
Colin Rames. Colin Rames isn't our man.
Dang it.
We'll go back to our best lead.
I'm following my feelings, Sam.
She's gone rogue.
I think there's more to Rames. I'm gonna go
No,
speak-
Maya, no. Listen, I'll send backup. Maya.
Oh, dang it. Dang it, Maya. Oh, jeez. Easy. Dude, pull over. I'm nervous. I hate friggin' car scenes. Yeah, seriously. Life on Mars by David Bowie. Wow! Jeez! The hell happened? He's wearing something else. He's also not in a hospital.
This is not my car. I was driving a Jeep.
You were driving a military vehicle.
Ugh. Military vehicle.
Hang on. I need my mobile.
Your mobile what?
Tuh. Phone.
Phone?
Oh. The highway hasn't been built yet. Sam Tyler, Detective Inspector. Huh. They said his name was Sam, so I guess that's correct. But what even?
Word in your shell, like pal.
Whoop. Oh, jeez.
Big mistake.
Yeah? What about this?
Ooh, jeez.
Who the hell are you?
Gene Hunt, your DCI, and it's 1973. Almost dinner time. I'm having oops.
Okay.
It's funny.
So it's 1973. So I should just give up on whatever was happening at the beginning. Oh? Wait a second.
That bird who went missing a couple of days ago, she's only been done in down Satchmore Road.
Satchmore.
Wrung her neck like a Christmas turkey.
Maybe his mind was... Right. I'm not sure what I can speculate at this point.
Susie had been dead for a couple of hours when she was found. No sign of sexual assault.
Okay. So I will keep in mind what happened at the beginning.
The body should have been dusted for prints on site.
How the hell are you going to get dabs off skin?
You're not dealing with the same
right.
procedure.
So you're not going to take statements?
It's not them, boss.
And you know that. How? This is a very different, like, place in general. It's a different time. Now he has to work with that. Oh, the fibers.
He's killed before.
We'll, get a plot to give it a once-over.
Ow!
Broken bones, then.
Yeah, thanks for
Feel like
snapping my
blowing
neck. Nice place.
It's not so bad, is it?
Nah. If you like dank apartments. And not like dank, I mean like dank. Ugh. You know what? I'll sleep on the floor. Although, who knows where that floor has been.
Don't you see? It's the same killer in both times.
Shit,
I
no
heard
the other
eventually got
time.
back by the accident. I have to go.
Where?
What do you care? I'm not real. As soon as I walk out that door, poof, I'm gone.
Well, she's gone.
In Module 3, we noted that the collective Pythagorean angles embedded in our...
Look at this dude's
ratio
beard.
could be
It's
derived
incredible.
from the simple numerary A
And his hair, too.
constant. I have to stress to you that Sam is in low responsiveness, but
Oh.
is not.
You're talking about me? I'm here. I can hear you. Look at me. I'm here.
At times, however, he moves. Murmurs. Has motor response as though caught up in some sort of deep...
This kind of reminds me
from
of
which he cannot wake.
Sherlock a bit. Ah, dang it.
I'm here. Don't leave me here. Please.
So it is in his mind.
Please. Wait, you call me Sam?
You really a copper?
Possibly.
So,
When was the last time you saw Susie?
In my dreams.
oh, does Sam have to play good cop?
I know the answer.
Would you like to share
Blowing
it?
in the wind.
Oh, yep, he's
With this game.
bad
Let's
cop.
play another. Let's play hopscotch or...
Things are a bit different. It's weird. I have a bit of a disconnect because I don't know much about Sam in the present, I guess is how I should say that.
WPC Cartwright as a BA in psychology.
Ooh.
Now, the victim wasn't gagged. Why didn't he gag her, Annie?
Forget the mind reading act. Let's get down to the striptease.
Fucking get
But you don't gag her because you want to see those ruby lips. You just can't bring yourself to kiss them.
Get embarrassed. Angry.
yeah.
Start to blame the girl. It's her fault. She's taunting him just by being there.
And then one day you just snap.
And you kill her.
Strangle her. Using bootlace.
Huh.
And the cycle starts all over again with a different girl.
Oh.
And this time,
You're not lost, pal. You were, you are. And you have to make the best of it. That's all you can do.
That is strangely helpful.
Keep it to yourself, eh?
I love that he specifically
What was
keeps his
outplayed?
collar
It's a
out
waste of
for the
your
70s.
I think you're trying to show me up.
It's not it.
you don't scare me. Hunt.
It's an interesting point you raise. Allow me to retort.
Oh! Oh! Everyone keeps hitting him in the same spot.
Better.
Everyone with these collars, hang
Where are
on.
you going?
He doesn't gag him because he wants to kiss him. But if he shout out, he's going to get caught, isn't he? So what's he going to do?
Drown them out. With music.
Strands of material underneath their nails.
Oh! Soundproof.
Skin.
Anything happens to this motor and I come over your houses and stamp on all your toys. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Kids.
He's such a prick, but I kind of like him.
CID.
Mrs. Ramsey, it's very important. It could be vital that you remember exactly why you came to see us 3 months ago. Was it?
I mean, how do you
next
forget
door
something
neighbour
like that?
Who?
Pink wafers. I love pink wafers. You know, I love those packets of wafers you get at Christmas.
You can't force her.
Hang on. Sorry. Is this helping?
Do you want a cuppa?
Grand.
I think it is helping.
The noise from his stereo.
And it did the trick, Pat. He still lives there. But you can't hear a thing now.
Soundproofing. Then that's it. Whoa, jeez! They were off! Holy crap! That was crazy.
Lola, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Please. With the police. It's okay, love. We've got you. We've got you. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I mean, that's proof. Look. Oh, good job. I mean, you're knocking him into soundproofing. It's not exactly gonna hit. What the hell? Who's the kid?
Get inside, Colin.
Oh, it's him.
Maya was right. He knew the killer.
Huh.
We were one house away.
Wow. So close. Well, you got him in the... I'm still confused on how everything works, but you got him in the 70s. Now, what happens next? Oh my gosh, I totally cannot play any of this music on YouTube.
Be a good boy. Yeah, that's what he is. Still only be 40-odd. You know as well as I do. He'll kill again.
Yeah, in 2006.
And as for this note, I'm making it your call.
It can't be that this will, like, change time or something. So he'll go away for life.
Welcome to the team.
Nah.
I'm sitting beside you in your bed in the IC ward of St. James's Hospital. Maya is here. She's safe.
Huh.
If you can hear me, I know that will give you strength.
Well, that's at least good to know. But there's no way this actually, like, changed time. How do you get out of this, though? Oh, you jump. Is that it?
Neil's my ex. He did psychology with me. I told him all about you. He read all those notes you made.
Wait, what?
There was nothing in those notes about a mobile phone.
What?
This is just my mind trying to keep me here.
It's just playing games with you.
What kind of dickhead would do that?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Bad joke. Please, no, don't do it. Sam, no, don't do it.
What's that in your hands? Is that grit?
Sand. I was running up here and I fell against a fire bucket.
Fire bucket.
Why would I bother to put that kind of detail in it?
Wouldn't.
Man, is it I don't... Oh, man. Such a mystery. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Oh. Okay. Alrighty, that is the first episode of Life on Mars. Here, hang on. The shirt doesn't look too great when it's buttoned up. It doesn't have that... It's a nice contrast to have the two shirts. I don't know. I'm just saying words. Try to keep the collar, though. Collar's a little hard when you have it unbuttoned. I'm just gonna fix it. Alright. So that was episode 1 of Life on Mars. Well, I'm immediately invested. I'll tell you that much. Jeez Louise. Okay. That's a lot. It's kind of a lot to take in, definitely. But, I mean, definitely just off the bat, a really good mystery, you know? A really good mystery between the two different times. Now, the thing is, even if the ex-boyfriend, Neil, even if that was a joke, then the thing about it is, though, he heard on the TV, and he's heard other stuff, you know? He's heard other stuff, too, you know? And can I just say, Neil can go fuck himself. Like, good God. Oh, this guy's having some, like, difficulties, so I'm just gonna go troll him. What? Oh, it was just a bad joke. It was just a prank, bro. Goodness, get out of here. Alrighty, though. Yeah, really good. I mean, I felt like there were times, though, where I was just sort of sitting here. I just, like, almost didn't have, like, I wanted to say something, but I wasn't sure what to really say. Because what could I say, you know? Because a lot of this, I feel like, because of the mystery, it's like I'm really just absorbing it, you know? So, yeah. I'm curious where we go from here. You know, I guess the main thing will be Sam dealing with this whole, you know, I guess dealing with this whole you know, being in the 70s situation, you know? But the thing is, it's like, okay, well, maybe because he, you know, solved this case, but then he solved it, and it's like, well, okay, is he going to now see other cases that he knows about? You know, other cases that happen, you know, that are relevant in 2006, or what? I don't know. Like I understand that the next, like, point to go to on this is, the next thing to do, basically, with the series, the next place to go would be continuing Sam's, I guess, adventures in 1973. But I'm curious how this will all relate to Sam in 2006, you know? So, yeah, I guess that's basically it. I guess that's just kind of that, where I'm just, like, I can understand where we're going, but I'm not sure where specifically what we're going to do next. Which I guess is good, you know? It leaves me on my toes, I guess. So, I guess, you know, we can go ahead and jump into the notes. Once again, like I said at the beginning of the video, in case any of you are new here, throughout the entire episode, I did take notes. I took a decent amount of notes, especially, you know, because it's the first episode. I tend to write more notes because it's a first episode. But I took notes during the episode, and now we're going to go over the notes and we're going to discuss the episode. So, yeah. So the first thing I wrote down is Colin Rames. I will say, and I mentioned this in the reaction, that I feel like there is almost a slight disconnect of Sam being in 1973 because we don't really know him in 2006. Like, we don't really get much. Like, okay, so, you know, I guess just that he's a good cop, you know, because he is able to, you know, just seeing that opening where, you know, he's tracking down Colin Rames, and you know, he's tracking down Colin Rames, and then, you know, he goes in, you know, to the lawyers, and he starts, you know, doling out the evidence, but then he, you know, realizes, okay, Colin Rames is not our guy, and then he moves on, and we get a bit of, you know, him and Maya, where it's basically like they said something specifically like, you know, I guess he doesn't take risks, he doesn't go off of hunches or feelings, and he had to sort of relearn that in 1973, which was interesting. So we get just a little bit of his personality, you know, who Sam Tyler is. But then he is very quickly thrown into 1973. So it's almost a bit of a disconnect. You kind of have to learn, his personality, you have to learn him through how he experiences 1973, basically. And that's where a slight disconnect. So in some of these situations, like, basically, something will happen, and it's like, oh, okay, so he's dealing with it like this. Well, I don't know how he would normally deal with this situation in 2006, so I'm not sure what the difference is between this and, you know, between how he would deal with it and how he has to deal with it now in 73. So, if anything, there's the slightest disconnect on that, and especially, too, because a good portion of this episode is him questioning everything and being like, oh, well, what does any of this matter? You know, what does any of this matter? I'm, you know, it's in my mind. It's all just some, coma dream that I'm having. So who cares? So part of that is also disconnected from that. So if that might be maybe the one criticism of the episode, is that I don't have a good enough grasp on Sam Tyler to be shown how he's thrown out of his world, basically. That said, it's a very minor criticism, like you can understand enough of it to get by in the episode, and I'm assuming that as the episodes go on, we will get more of that now that he's more accepted the state that he's in, So I guess it would be sort of like that, But yes, we do have our time travel. We still don't know how this all works, how he is back in 1973, But I will say, now, okay, I swear. Okay, so he's looking out. He gets out of his car on the driver's side, and then I swear he gets hit. Basically, if he's standing at the car, he gets hit from his left side. So let me look at that real quick, because there's no cars. There's no car, and then suddenly... Okay, no, I was wrong. He does get hit from his right. From right to left. Okay, so I was wrong about that. Because I thought that he got hit left to right, but then in the other shot, it looked like he was getting hit the other way. So I thought that was sort of just a bit of screwery, but it's not. So there's that. But yeah, so he gets hit, and then suddenly he wakes up. Now you do hear, the whole thing of you hear the paddles and stuff until he eventually wakes up in 1973. And throughout the episode, you do also hear some of that stuff, and the closest we get is on the TV, which is interesting. The closest we get is on the TV when the guy is straight up talking about... Now, granted, you could say, is that just in his head, because he's going crazy, or is this in his head? We don't really know. And that's the thing, we have the whole thing of, okay, at the end, he throws away the note so that the guy... Dang it, I had a cast list. Okay, there's an Amazon cast list. The hell was his name? One sec. Dang it, which one was... It was like Kramer, wasn't it? It was like Kramer something. Dang it. Where is it? Am I just not seeing it? I must just not be seeing it. Okay. I guess I think it was Kramer something, but... So he threw away the note so that Kramer would get life. But does that then change the future? Are they not, is he not out and, committing these new murders? Is this time travel or something? You know what else I thought? I thought two other possible explanations. One is sort of a more time travel, fantastical route where, similar to, if you've ever seen X-Men Days of Future Past, the way they do time travel in that is that basically, the hell was her name? Kitty Pryde, I guess. She sends Logan back in time kind of through his mind. So he basically, his consciousness re-enters his body in the past. But it's that body in the past. So I kind of want... Now, granted, that doesn't work for Sam because obviously he was 4 in this, so he wouldn't be entering his body. So then I thought, well, maybe he is entering someone else's body. His consciousness has sort of taken over someone else's, but which I guess that's more Quantum Leap than Days of Future Past. So I thought, okay, maybe this is sort of a Quantum Leap situation. But I don't think it's like that either. And especially too because his name is Sam Tyler in both times. So it's not that he's become, he's his consciousness has taken over someone else, you know? He looks in a mirror, he's not going to see him, he's going to see the real person. It's not that. So, the other possible explanation I thought about is, there's an episode of Sherlock, and I don't want to give away the whole thing, but I mean, it's very hard not to give away sort of the twist of that episode. It's the Abominable Bride, basically. And spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen that episode of Sherlock, it's the season 4 New Year's special. So just between season 3 and season 4, there's the special. That's the episode I'm referring to. If you haven't seen, just click ahead. But yeah, I won't talk about it forever. But in that episode, basically, it goes back to a classic Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. But then you realize the twist is basically that it's all in Sherlock's mind in the present. So he just like created this entire scenario because of a similar crime that occurred. Someone has come back from the dead and that stuff. So that's sort of the other thing I thought about was perhaps, while Sam is in this coma, he's going back and going through this case, but he doesn't fully realize, like, he's, unlike Sherlock, he's not fully there invested and just part of this story. He's still sort of him. He doesn't understand. So maybe it's his mind, like, sending him back to this case to see if he can solve it, basically. The problem is we don't know. We just do not know what it is. And the other thing, too, is that it seems that this case, the case of, Kramer going and killing all these women, it seems to just be... it seems like it's just this episode. Like, I don't think this is going to continue into the next episode. So it's different from Sherlock, where it's like, okay, it's not... He's not, using this case, basically, to figure out the case in the future. Because if that was it, then he'd be done. He would come back in 2006 and be like, okay, I know exactly what to do. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can give a bunch of theories of what this is, but at the end of the day, I just don't know. It's unconfirmed. But that's sort of my theories now. We'll see if maybe some of those theories turn out to be more true than others, or if I get new theories, or I speculate more on any of them. We'll see in the future, basically. But that was all very interesting. Definitely good characters in 73. And mainly, I'm thinking of Jean DCI Hunt and Annie. The two of them were very interesting. I like, again, you kind of... It's kind of interesting because, at first when we see Sam in the interview and, he's doling out all these different, pictures and stuff, and he's given the facts. He's going, this. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, and the psychiatric there is like, wait, hold on, now you're upsetting him, and he just doesn't care. He's like, no, this, and you were also here on November the 2nd, and then that's when you get like, oh well, wait, he was at our center on November the 2nd, and it's like, all right, well, I guess that's that. But in up until that point in the interview, it's hardline this, but then you go to the 70s and you get the interview with Dora, and it's a lot different, it's a bit different. Sam is more reserved, he's just sort of just normally talking to this person. Basically, he's become the good cop, it's like, oh, I want you to call me Sam and stuff. And then very quickly, Jean comes over and just throws the table and is like, this, and then cut to, like, oh, well, her dad's coming to pick her up, and they basically say, it's like, oh, what did you do to her? And it's like, I got the information, that's what I did. So it's interesting to sort of see, it's definitely an immediate good dynamic between Sam and Jean, about, basically about their differences in methods, but at the same time, again, I feel like I just don't fully know Sam as a cop. You know, I don't know his methods verbatim, so I can't. So it's a bit interesting to sort of try to contrast them, you know, because am I actually contrasting how Sam works and how Gene works, or am I contrasting how Gene works with where Sam is currently, you know, because he's all flustered being in 1973, you know? So again, it's a bit of like a disconnect, but still it's enough to where it's a good dynamic, you know? It's definitely a good dynamic, and obviously you do get not necessarily how Sam, you know, deals with stuff, his methods, but more just the standard methods of 2006 versus 1973, which is interesting, you know? So I did like that, and it's like, oh, well, we'll have the information in a fortnight. In a fortnight, that's, you know, that's too long. So that's pretty interesting to see still. But yeah, so that was interesting. And then we had Annie. I did like Annie, you know, being this, basically just sort of this, you know, helpful person to Sam, you know, someone who recognizes, you know, so basically someone who's not like, you know, all the other guys in the office are like, get a drink, you know, or something like that. I like, you know, she is genuinely trying to help Sam. So that's all really good. And then I really did like, you know, when Sam's going over the information, and he does call on Annie and is like, hey, you know, she has a BA in psychology. You know, what is your opinion on this? You know, and then everyone's like, it's broad, and of course they're saying that the British way and not the whatever, I guess, New York version I just did, but yeah, but that was very interesting, and you know, going over like, oh well, you know, he never gags them. Why does he never gag them? Well, he's in love with them, and then Sam starts to piece it together. It's like, okay, so this guy becomes obsessed, you know, and obsessed with the lips. He takes them. He doesn't gag them because he doesn't want to ruin the lips, but he can never work up the courage to kiss them. So instead, he just kills them, and then the cycle repeats onto another girl. That whole scene was very, very interesting, you know, and just good to sort of see how this all works, you know. So I liked all of that, the whole thing with the obsession and stuff. I did like the little talk with Nelson. He was also an interesting character. Just the whole thing of, you know, like, hey, you know, it's like, oh, well, Nelson, I'm lost. And it's like, no, you are where you are right now. Make the most of it. Like, that was a really good line. And that definitely helped him. You know, it's like, look, you do need to figure things out, but try to make the best of where you are right now, Sam. So that was really good. We had the whole thing of, you know, soundproofing, which I didn't, you know, it took me a while, because at first when they were doing it, it's like, oh, so does he play really loud music? But I like that it's like, no, it can't just be that he plays loud music, because eventually he'd get noise complaints, as he did. So he puts up soundproofing, that way you don't hear a thing. Very, very clever. Let's see, I did write down, towards the end, I wrote down more about the methods, I guess. Oh, okay, so I guess it was when we were with the scene of, with, what the hell was her name? Mrs. Rames. That was kind of interesting, you know. Sam, and again, I guess that was closer to the interview that he had with Colin Rames. You know, he's pressing Mrs. Rames, hey, could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? Why did you need to do this? Was it this, 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 this? Please, you need to remember this is important. And she's starting to get a little nervous. And I like Gene, you know, it shows, it's a good moment because, you know, up until this point, Gene seems like, you know, he's the hard-ass boss, you know. He comes in, you know, he immediately slams Sam into, you know, the cabinet and stuff. And then he's like, oh, why don't you take a swing, but I'll hit back and stuff like that. But that was a good moment for Gene where it's like, hey, you know, oh, why don't we just, you know, let's keep getting her what she wants. Let's make her feel comfortable. And that did provide the information. You know, she got comfortable again. She was able to clearly remember instead of the pressure that Sam was putting on her. So, again, a good distinction. It shows that, you know, Gene is not just this hard ass, like, yeah, this and I'm the tough guy and stuff. But he is a genuine cop, even if his methods are different from Sam. So that was a good scene. I like that. And then, yeah, we had the whole thing with the note, you know, basically Sam thinking, well, maybe this could change time, but we're still just not sure how any of this works. So will this change time? Will this not change time? We don't really know. So, yeah. And then we had the whole thing with Neil and the coma. See, I thought it was like, oh, okay, so maybe, you know, he needs to be in here for some reason or something. It's like, oh, okay, so maybe it's a coma. But then it's like, no, he's just Annie's ex, and he was just going to be the biggest douchebag in the world and basically troll this guy who was losing his mind, and it nearly drove him off a building. Not technically to end his life, but in the hope that he can get out of this, you know? So that was pretty crazy that Neil, that douche, tried to do that. That is so insane, you know? But Sam, it looks like Sam is sort of accepting the reality. At least it looks like he's going to make the best of it. He's going to stay. He doesn't know how he got here. He doesn't know how to get back to 2006, but he's just going to carry on, I guess. So, good first episode. Definitely a really good first episode. Again, we did have that one, and again, it's a minor criticism of the disconnect with who Sam is in 2006 versus how he now has to deal with 1973. It's the slightest thing, but at the same time, you can kind of get over it. You know, it does still work, and I imagine now with him being more in, I guess more with it in 1973, we'll probably get a bit more of that. So, if that's my only complaint, then we're doing pretty good, alright? So, but yeah, this was a good first episode. I'm excited to see where we are going next time. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for Life on Mars, although technically it only has one episode right now, but more will show up at some point. There's also another video you can go check out if you want to see more of my videos. There's a subscribe button and a Patreon button, as well as other links in the description. See you guys later.